Hello, I'm Brandon Bornancin, and the best advice I ever got is
Uh-oh, Brandon, you're not going to tell us. Uh-oh, we're in trouble here, gang. So what's up, everyone? We finally hooked up with Brandon Bernanson. He's the founder of Seamless.ai, which is a tool we love at processing results. Really smart guy. His new book is Whatever It Takes. We're super jacked to talk about that. But Brandon, you got to tell me, man, what is that advice, man? Don't leave me hanging.
dude, my advice, the best piece of advice is a culmination of all the advice I ever got. And it is you got to do whatever it takes to be successful. And we could drill in pretty aggressively on what does it mean to do whatever it takes? And do you have whatever it takes to achieve massive success? We'll get into that here on the show. And thanks for having me, Phil. Thrilled to be here with you today.
Sure, yeah, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. So you're a learner like me, and before we even get
Mm.
deep in the book here, I think it's important we talk about kind of what you learned from, like what are some of the things that have helped you? Because a lot of folks think that sales is all new and jazzy and different now, and I would argue sales has been around a long time and it really hasn't changed that much. So where did you learn from, and what do you think about my comment?
Yeah, I would say I learned so my second company I lost millions of dollars because my first company I made over $10 million in sales when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. And that was amazing at that time. But then when I launched this second venture, I was so egotistical and I thought I knew it all from the first venture where I had achieved such success at 18, 19, 20 years old. So then, as an entrepreneur going into my second company, I didn't listen to advice. I didn't listen to mentors. I didn't try to learn new things. I just thought I had all the answers. And then over the course of 21, 22 years old, 23, 24 years old, those next 3.5 years, I just got my ass kicked as an entrepreneur, salesperson, marketer. And that humbled me to realize I don't know shit. And even if I know a lot about a topic, there's always so much more to learn and know. So the things that I study, it's like what is my biggest problem holding myself back from the biggest growth success driver? And then I go all in and deep on that one thing. And I try to learn everything about that one thing to execute that one thing. And then I move to the next problem. So, for example, right now, our company during COVID went from 50 employees to 150 employees and increased revenue by 4x roughly. And now I want to IPO. So I'm trying to go from multiple 8 figures to over 9 figures in IPO, right? The biggest thing that's holding me back right now is recruiting. How do you go from 150 employees to 500 to 1,000 employees hired? And I want to do that in 1 year. So, like, I don't know, that's a new problem. That's a new challenge. So now I'm going to try to learn all the strategies with hyper scaling, hyper recruiting, prospecting talent, training talent, so that's like a real time, just in time, like thing that I'm trying to learn. Another
Wow.
thing for fun is like, I want to learn options trading. So I'll go deep, 5 to 10 books, 5 to 10 courses, try to master it in a very short period of time, and then start testing and start executing to drive results.
Wow. So how long does that take you, Brandon? 5 to 10 books, 5 to 10 courses. How long do you give yourself before you start moving forward?
It depends. If I'm really excited about the topic, I can read a book in anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. If I'm kind of bored with the topic, it could take me a day to a few days. Let me give you an example. I'm studying gamification. So, like building the world's best game in seamless.ai. So I'm trying to like figure out how I can create behavior change habits, keep all these salespeople highly motivated who leverage Seamless to find emails and cell phones for anyone that they need to sell to in seconds. I'm trying to figure out like how do I keep people building lists? Because I know if they build large lists and they're using it every day to find contacts that they need to sell to, They will drive more appointments, more sales, more revenue, more income, more success, and then they'll win our highly coveted President's Club award. So like this is a topic, gamification, that I was really excited about at first. But then when you get behind super deep game theory and psychology and emotion, it gets a little dry. And then if I start to get bored, I lose this scale of speed when studying a new topic. Like I'm reading this book called Actionable Gamification, super long, super dry, very specific. But like typically I'd be able to read that in an hour, 30 minutes, and it's been taking me days. I'm just bored on the topic now.
So you say read. So you read books or you listen to books at like 2x on the treadmill, or how do you consume so much so fast?
Yeah, so I try to listen to books at 2 to 3x on audio, but the problem with audio, I hired the Guinness Book of World Records speed reader to coach me. And he teaches all types of strategies to speed read because I was like, hey, learning is earning. I want to read a book in 30 minutes and like take all the macro strategies to apply it immediately. The funny part is after hiring the world's fastest speed reader to coach me, I got slower and it also demotivated me to read. Because now I've got a checklist of like 50 fucking things I have to do before I read, and it's driving me nuts. But it's okay. I'm going to overcome that limiting belief and that limiting action. Like I just got to get in the habit of like, okay, I got to do these 10 things and these things. Like they teach you the macro strategies to be able to read a book in 30 minutes to an hour, super fast, super lasered, but it's a very specific approach. I just like picking up a book and flying through it, and it kind of took away some of the enjoyment. But it's okay because like I'm just trying to get the strategies. I'm looking for the needle in the haystack, and then I want to pull that needle out, that $1 million idea that I can turn into a $1 billion idea. Where are we going with that? I hired some guy to coach me. Yeah. So audiobooks.
About reading. Yeah, audiobooks.
You asked me, how do I do it? So when I traveled to our office, which was only like 20 minutes away, and when I was traveling a lot to meet with clients on planes, cars, whatever, I would do a lot of it on audio, 2x speed. But speed reading teaches you to not listen and read every word. It's like you're like a search engine. You fly through the content, find the answers, laser in, laser out, laser in, laser out. So like if I know that 3 chapters of a book are about Phil's history and background and why he likes blue cars, like I don't listen to any of that shit. I like fly through that and I get to like what are the things that I care about that I can learn and apply right now today to hyperscale.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to read a book. I think, a lot read for enjoyment, some read for information. You're reading for action, which I think is really interesting. I think that's if you're looking for that needle, that's really the only way to do it is to go through that. Do you listen to any podcasts or have any shows that you regularly watch, Brandon, or is it all books?
Yeah, and you have to think of it for the reading part real quick. It's like a search engine. So you're reading like a search engine. Let's just say you're searching for something on Google or Seamless. Shit, we built a search engine for people, right? And let's just say you want to find the VPs of digital marketing at Nike. Okay, well, I know there's 400 there's 400 marketers at Nike. But if you're looking for the VP of digital, there may only need to be 10. So you don't need to read the profile of 400 people. You need to see the 10 profiles of the 10 VPs of digital marketing in Nike. Or let's just say you're searching like, I'm a vegan, whole food, plant-powered athlete. So like if I'm searching on Google, vegan pad thai meal, like I don't need to see all the vegan meals that are in a cookbook, right? The Google will take me to the vegan pad thai meal right there. So speed reading is exactly like that. It's mainly books, and then I pay. I believe when like I pay for networks and I pay for intelligence and knowledge. Like if I could get the answer from someone who's been there, done that, I will pay 10, 25, 50, 100 grand to meet with them, learn from them, be a part of their elite group, their mastermind, to get that education. So instead of wasting 10 years, I'll condense 10 years into 3 months and 25 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand to be around the right people with the right answers that I can learn from, because I know I can take the 25 grand that I invested, get the ideas and turn it into 100 and then turn it into a million and then turn it into a billion. So like if I get real serious about the options trading, I'm going to be paying some very high-end people, masterminds, coaches, people that have made millions of dollars in options trading to coach me on how to do that at like expert level. So that way I just save time. I try to beat time. Like I don't want to lose time because time is money. So if I'm not learning the things that I need to do in sales, in entrepreneurship, in marketing to save me time and mistakes and failure, like I want to learn on Phil's mistakes. I want to learn from Phil's money that he burned, from Phil's deals that he lost, from Phil's sales that he won big, right? Like I want to learn from everyone else's successes and failures, take it in, apply it, do whatever it takes, and then massively scale.
Interesting. That's a
mainly
very
books and
interesting
mastermind.
philosophy. Yeah, no, I dig that. I like books and masterminds, right? I think that's a great way. So how do you vet them, man? How do you vet them? I mean, I get that you do whatever it takes, and I think that's super important to be able to do that. But there's a lot of charlatans out there. There's a lot
Yeah,
of people who say they've made 10x or 60x of what you
totally.
have or what I
What I
have or
do,
whatever. So how do you vet?
I'm super aggressive with it. I say, let's open up your bank account right now. Like you're some multimillionaire guru, fucking open up the bank account right now. Like I did this in one mastermind. He's like, yeah, I made millions of this, this is this. I'm like, bullshit, I don't believe you. I'm like, pull up Stripe and pull up your bank account. And he did. And I'm like, I'm done. Sold, done. I'm on board. Like, you know, uh, that that if you're paying super high-end people to coach you, and they got $100 in the bank, what the fuck?
That makes sense.
So like, let's use the options trading. If I'm going to hire an options trader, expert guru to mastermind coach me, I'm going to be like, pull up your portfolio right now in your account. Show me all the option trades that you did in the past year. What were your returns? And how much did you make in the bank off of that? Pull up the bank account and they show me the goods. That's called social proof, right? So I look for social proof, case studies, relevant social case studies, social people like results. Like where was someone at today? Where did you take them tomorrow? What were the results driven? If someone asked me to coach them, like I've got the 6-figure club, the 7-figure club, the 8-figure club awards that we give away at presidentsclubaward.com. People pay me to coach them to go from $0 to $1 million in sales, $1 million to $10 million in sales, $10 million to $100 million in sales, right? And if these people are buying my software or paying me to coach them, and I can't show them that I'm a multimillionaire, then I'm just some fake bullshitter, right? Now, granted, when I make money, I will invest it all into the business. I will invest it all into my company to hyperscale growth. But you can show that.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. No,
It's an
that's
aggressive
great.
approach, but I'm an aggressive person. I look for case studies and I look for like the real deal.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. That makes a lot of sense, Brandon. Thank you for sharing that. I think that ability to show proof, I think, is a great way to get at the heart of who someone is, right? If they're comfortable or not comfortable, right? Depending on what you need, I think that is That's absolutely fantastic and a
It'd be
great way
like
to
if
look
you're
at it.
like, hey, Brandon, I made millions of dollars in the stock market on Robinhood.com. And I'm like, okay, Phil, let's check it out. Show me what you got. Pull up Robinhood.com. You're like, no, I can't. I can't show that to you. I can't show that to you. The first thing that I'm going to say is like, dude, you're full of shit. You're lying to me. You're smoking mirrors.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. No, makes so much sense. So with that, let's back into that a little bit. In the book, one of the first things you talk about, and whatever it takes, is about writing down goals. And obviously, as an aggressive person, I'm sure you have some big goals. But how do you keep track of them, Brandon? Are you an electronic guy, pen and paper? Do you have them on bulletin boards?
Yeah,
How
you
do
and I
you?
were
Let's
just
talk about that.
talking about this, right? Where you've got your remarkable two that writes like paper.
Yep.
I wish I had that. I think I could get it on my iPad. So I use my iPad, and every morning when I wake up, I will write down my goals, and they're big. Want to positively impact 1 billion people, help the world connect opportunity. Want to have 100 million users on the Seamless.ai platform. Want to become the greatest salesperson of all time, which in my definition is selling $1 million a day every day. Want to IPO because I know that could transform the lives of my employees and the lives of our users. Because like I would love to give all of our users stock in Seamless. I want all like typically when you IPO and if you're a small company, shit, the first 100 or hundreds can quickly become multimillionaires. And I know no matter what, like I've been a 7-figure earner, multimillionaire since I was young, 18, 19. And like I've already been there, done that. I want to help other people experience that. I want to help my employees. I want to help my users. That's why we came out with President's Club. So I write these big goals down, try to tie it to other people, the transformation and results that I could drive. More goals. I want 100,000 people into the President's Club 7-figure club award. I think if I could help 100,000 people make over $1 million in sales, that'd be life changing. I want 1 million hours of content watched of our training courses. I want to have 5% body fat, which is crazy. I want to be the world's #1 best husband. So I just write these down every morning. I want to donate $1 million to charity a year. And then I think there's a few others. The world's most fit plant-powered vegan. Yeah. Like I don't even know the KPI to really define that. So I just put down 5% body fat, which is crazy. I think that's probably really unhealthy. But
That's funny, man.
yeah, I just got these big goals. And it's funny, when you set massive goals, my goals this year did not change compared to last year. It's the same fucking goal. And you kind of get sick of writing it down. You're like, damn, that's going to be tough. But the minute you lower your targets and you lower your goals and you lower your expectations, it's going to kill you. And let me give you an example. So I built this like crazy Lifetime Fitness gym in my home. And I've got these like 10-pound ankle weights where I do like lower abs, leg lifts. And I set a goal of 100 leg lifts with these weights a day. And I was doing the leg lifts. And then randomly, like I stopped doing it for a little bit and I came back to it and I set my goal at 50. Guess what was hard? Doing the 50. I used to do 100 leg lifts. Then I lowered my target to 50. And then for the past 2 weeks when I'm doing this shit, it's hard for me to get to 50. And it just shows you like, holy shit, the mind, the power of the mind. Like the minute you raise or lower targets, your brain, your mind, your output, your execution, your beliefs, your strategies will go aligned with that. So if I believe I could do $1 million a day or $1 million a year, I am going to be right. So I just set these like crazy huge goals, and every day until I die, I will work to hit those goals. And then once I hit them, I'll probably, set it to another mass, like I move them out.
Wow. That's excellent, man. That's inspiring, and that's to your point, the mind is the strongest muscle we have. So that's really, really good reinforcement there. So you mentioned options that you're learning. You mentioned gamification, but you've also talked in your book about being curious. How does that work, Brandon? I mean, when you've got these big goals, I mean, that seems pretty focused. So how do you turn that focus into curiosity?
A tip there would be like to maximize curiosity is to stop being a jackass. And what I mean by that is, I think a jackass is someone that uh, thinks that they know everything, thinks that they know it all, thinks that they've mastered it. And I just truly believe I don't know anything. And when you stay humbled and you don't have an opinion about what's right or wrong, and you just try to learn from everything and everyone, man, the world become like you can become limitless. When what Phil accomplishes, what Phil does, what Phil knows has no impact, good or bad, on me. I want Phil to be successful. His success does not limit my success. And also, I can I try to learn from everyone that knows anything in any space. Like for example, I was being nice to our janitor in our office. Bullshitting. He plays ping pong. We got a ping pong table, and he came by and he was cleaning like the garbages. And I'm like, he was talking about how he in his frat house, him and his frat brothers used to play ping pong, and this guy's like 50 or 60. I'm like, hey man, you want to play a game? Like, when was the last time you played? And he's like, yeah, let's play. And like, he brings out the pong, and he's super sick, and he's showing me all these moves. Like, that's one example of like not judging anyone, trying to learn from everyone. So I was trying to learn from this guy these cool ping pong moves. And then it just so happens that his daughter is a big venture capitalist in San Francisco. I live in Columbus, Ohio. Like, what are the odds that our janitor at our office is sick at ping pong and I could learn from him on ping pong? And he's got a daughter who's a big venture capitalist in San Francisco, and he's giving me advice on that deal. So I think that's the power of curiosity, is to have no ego, to never think you know it all, you know nothing, and always be hungry just to learn and not judge. Learn, do not judge. Like, when you start judging people, no one fucking knows my background. No one knows, like, grew up from a poor family, mom lived off of coupons, canned foods, freaking took us to garage sales Thursday through Sunday because we were dirt poor, that I got made fun of as a kid, girl that I fell in love with broke up with me because I was poor. Like, then my mom getting Alzheimer's and early Alzheimer's as a kid in college and passing away. My dad building the first billion-dollar company, but then he had all of our money in real estate, and we lost it all 2007, 8, 9, and then he went broke. And then when he went broke, I'm building my second company in mobile, where I was egotistical, and I lost 3 to 4 million and went 100K in debt. And when I was dead broke, starving, stealing for food, calling my family, trying to get help from them, they're dead ass broke, going into bankruptcy because of the financial crisis. Like, people don't know my background. So, like, don't judge me. I don't know your background, so don't judge me. If everyone stopped trying to judge people, zero judgment, I will try to learn. I will try to become the best that I can be from every single person that I can learn from. Shit, that's when you become limitless. And that's been one of the key factors to being able to do whatever it takes, because I'm trying to learn habits. I've studied habits to transform my business, relationship, and life, from millionaires, billionaires, the top salespeople, entrepreneurs, marketers, you name it, without judgment. What advice do they have? What can I leverage? And then when I A/B test these different strategies, I figured out what's helped me maximize my success, maximize my potential. And then I share it in that book and, with you on this podcast.
Awesome. Awesome. Great advice about learning but not judging. Regardless of judging the information or judging the person that's delivering it, I think we absolutely can learn from just about anyone in just about any area of our life. So, Brandon, Seamless is doing great. You guys are going to IPO. You've got some
Yeah.
books, but what drives you to keep writing books? I mean, both of your books have been very successful. So why write a
Thank you.
book? I mean, I didn't hear anything in what you've said today that says, I want to write a book. Where does that fit into everything? And are you going to write another one?
Yeah, my mission is to positively impact 1 billion people and help the world connect opportunity. One of my biggest fears is I die with lessons learned or potential not shared for other people to benefit. When I built, I'm going to rewind to fast forward. So I built Seamless.ai to help myself sell at IBM and Google, selling for IBM and Google. It was my secret weapon. It was like this little tool that no one knew about that I built for myself. I was able to go from 0 to $100 million in sales insanely fast. I was able to become a millionaire in sales insanely fast as a salesperson, not as an entrepreneur. It's the first time I became a millionaire as a salesperson. And at that point in time, I had a choice. Like, I could keep this thing to myself, or what if I went all in on helping enough people get everything they want in life, the life they want, the family they want, the vacations they want, the cars they want, the schools they want, the education they want. I believe, like, if I go all in on helping everyone get what they want in life and sharing the technologies, the education, the lessons that I've learned to go do that, I will make you rich. And in return, sometimes now or in the future, I will be able to get rich from helping you get rich. And when I say rich, everyone's got a different definition, because rich to me, you buy a bunch of shit, eventually that won't make you happy. I bought the Ferrari, it made me happy for a week or two. I bought the mansion, it made me happy for a week or two. Like, all of this shit, you can buy the things, it will give you instant gratification for a day, a week, or a month, but then eventually you have to have a bigger purpose, you have to have a bigger mission. And that's why I'm just all in on helping you, helping the audience, helping anyone I know in my network maximize their professional, personal, spiritual success. And that's why I developed Seamless and went all in on, dude, I invested and risked millions of my own dollars because no one would invest in us at the time. I put all of my life savings into building the platform and went all in on helping you. I know, Phil, you're a customer and you're a user, and I appreciate you, like you and 150,000 other people. I'm betting on you winning and helping you win. And by you winning and you getting rich, it will eventually come back around. And then the same with the books, right? I've learned so much shit, from pitching 347 VCs, being told 297 of them that I'm the worst person, worst entrepreneur, worst location, worst programmer, blah, 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 right? Like, all these people, they tell you that you're going to fail. I pitched I have tens of thousands of customers, which means we've probably pitched, over 100,000 people, made over 100,000 calls, emails, social touches. Like, I've just learned so much from my entrepreneurial experience, my sales experience, building and coaching, Seamless, and the tens of thousands of customers and the 150,000 users, that anything I learn, I want to document and share. And that's why we did the books, like these 3 books here. You've got Whatever It Takes, you've got Sales Secrets, and then you've got 7-Figure Social Selling. I wrote all 3 of those in 1 year. We published all 3 in 1 year. Well, 2 last year, Whatever It Takes, January 5th this year, 2021. And as I come up with things that are valuable to share, I'm just getting them in courses or getting them in books. And then the courses I'm giving away to our Seamless customers. So if you're at a certain license package, you get like unlimited Netflix access to all of the courses, which just document everything we learn. Because again, I believe, like, if I could help you get everything that you want in life, you'll achieve massive success. That's what fuels my fire. And it will come back around. It always comes back around.
Awesome. Awesome. So as we're wrapping here, Brandon, obviously people should get a copy of your book, whatever it takes. It's on
Thank you.
Amazon. You can read it on your Kindle. It won't take you too long to do. Pretty quick read there. And there's the physical copy. So beautiful book. So with that, Brandon, if you were going to predict, if you're going to jump forward in 5 years, what's one thing in 5 years that you would say, you know what? I did this and that is whatever it takes to be successful for me.
Shit, 5 years?
5 years.
I would say probably the goals that I've written down. $1 million in sales a day, 100 million users on Seamless, IPO, positively impact 1 billion people and help the world connect opportunity, 1 million hours of training content watched. Like all of my goals that I told you earlier on this show, 5 years from now or less, if I could accomplish all of those things, then I will have accomplished doing, whatever it takes. And that's what I'm striving for every single day of the week. And hopefully everything I learn from the journey of trying to make that happen, I'm going to share with you guys on LinkedIn. So follow me on LinkedIn, in my books. So pick up all the books on Amazon or in my daily newsletter, seamless.ai, where you could also get cell phones and emails to any professional in the world. I just like to go big, fail a lot, win a lot, share about all of it in between so that you guys can benefit to get to where you want to go faster and smarter than I ever could.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure to chat with you, my man. We learned a lot today. Definitely get connected with him on LinkedIn. Go to seamless.ai or pick up Brandon's new book, whatever it takes, on Amazon. Brandon, it's been a pleasure to talk to you today. Thanks so much for making time for me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Phil. There's a lot of stuff that we never talk about. All these podcasts that I'm on, it's about like sales calling, emailing, social selling, pitching, closing. This was cool to kind of talk about habits, mindset, goals, and what I've learned. And, hopefully other people can learn and apply and do some big things this next year.
Absolutely. That's the goal, right? Self-application, get to work, get working, do whatever it takes, folks. Thank you again, Brandon. Appreciate you.